tracking application state in real time with Firebase. In this section, we're going to talk about how to set up Firebase, setting up a Firebase project and then integrating it into our code base, how to read data from Firebase, and how to write data from Firebase. Set up Firebase. In this video, we're going to set up a Firebase project and connect it to our React frontend. To set up Firebase, the first thing you want to do is head over to console.firebase.google.com. You want to be logged in with a Google account. This link might change slightly, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find a page like this. And you want to add a new project. Pick the region which is closest to you, or whichever region where your users are. I'm going to create a Reddit clone project. Hopefully, after some time, the Firebase project will be created. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what Firebase is for. So after a while, the Firebase project gets created, and I'm going to talk about what it's for. Now, Firebase has a lot of different things it can do, and we're not going to cover all of them by any means. The biggest ones it can do are really in, under this develop heading, authentication and database. Now, we're only going to use database today. There's a whole host of things. I'm a really big fan of Firebase, but I'm a particularly big fan of the database. Some of the other things are useful. It's really good for building prototypes, toy examples, maybe even production apps in a very efficient way. And it's effectively a type of database which is a NoSQL database, but it's really easy to kind of get started with. So if we click on database, what we'll see is an empty database. As you can see, looking very empty. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some data in there, and what I'm going to put in there is our Reddit posts. So to do that, I'm going to create a posts key, and then under that I'm going to create a figuring out the best way to do this. I think the best way to do this might actually be to type in here to go to posts and then hit go, and then to import the posts to here. So let's do it that way. So if we grab the Reddit post, we've already got this great thing. I'm going to actually store this data in a slightly separate way. So I'm going to create a new file called redditpost.json. And in that file, I'm going to switch this from being an array to being an object because of the way that Firebase works. And I'm going to give each of these an ID. So this one's going to be Reddit post A. Whoops. This one's going to be Reddit post B. This one's going to be C, D, and then we just need all of them. Probably not the most efficient way. We're going to need to find a solution for submitted because obviously in JSON you can only store strings and numbers and you can't store complex types like a date time. So for now I'm going to store this as the year 2000. We'll come back and sort that out later. Great, so now we've got some data. It's pretty much the same data we had before. So I'm going to save that Reddit post.json, and then what I'm going to do, if we switch back to Chrome, so I've gone to /posts at the end of this. So this is the kind of place in Firebase we are. I'm going to press this button, which has 3 dots on it, and click import JSON. And then I'm going to grab that piece of JSON. So go ahead and find that file. There it is. I'm going to upload that. Cool, so now if we go back, I'm going to press database on the far left again. So you can see we've got posts, and then we've got A, B, C, D. So now our data's in Firebase. So that's great. So that's really the first step. The next thing we need to do is hook up our application to this Firebase instance. And to do that, you're going to want to press the cog over here, press project settings, and then it gives you kind of everything you need. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you click add Firebase to your web app, it gives you exactly what you need to kind of get it set up. So I'm going to copy this relevant bit here. The next thing we're going to do is install Firebase from npm. So npm install Firebase. I'm going to assume that that's just going to run in the background. So then in app.js, I'm going to create a new file for this actually. I'll put it in, no, I won't put it in data. I'll create a new file called Firebase where we're just going to set it up. And I'm going to copy that code that I grabbed from the Firebase console. So you can see there's a bunch of things here, secret keys, URLs and stuff that they've given us. And this just says initialize app. So I'm going to import Firebase from Firebase and initialize the app. So we need to do that when the app loads. So I'm going to go index.js. sure that nice and early on, I just say import Firebase to make sure that code gets run. I'm going to do it quite near the top. Let's just check that that's working. Okay, it doesn't seem to have broken, so that's a good sign. So now let's see if we can grab some data. So to grab some data, I'm going to do this in app.js. I'm going to import Firebase from Firebase. Firebase has a lot of docs and APIs that you're going to want to look at. I'm going to say firebase.database.ref, and then we wanted the posts part. I'm going to say once. So you really need to check the Firebase docs to learn how to do this, but effectively what we're saying is go get an instance of the database, go to the posts part, which they call a ref of the database, and that's because of the way we stored the data in Firebase. So let me just show you. It's stored under posts, which is why we do that. And then we do .then posts, and then we log the posts. And once is just saying, like, go get me the posts, go get me them once. So let's see if that's working. No. Permission denied at post. Okay, so the permissions are wrong on the database. So what does that mean? So in this rules section, there's rules about who can read and write what data. I'm going to remove all of those rules. You know what? Everybody can read and write. I think it's like this. Yeah, with quote. Okay, we've logged something, so we've got further. This isn't very useful. This makes no sense. I made a mistake, so I'm going to show you what I did wrong. So this is actually what they call a snapshot. You can look at all of this in their docs, but you say snapshot.val will get you the actual data, which is what we want in this case. So now when we refresh the page, we can see A, B, C, and D. So that's really cool. So now we've connected to Firebase, and we've installed the dependency from npm, and we've grabbed that data back from Firebase. We had to update the rules to say that anybody can update or read the database at any point, so it's kind of not very secure at the moment, but we've now got the same Reddit posts coming straight from Firebase, which is really cool. In this video, we took a look at how you can set up Firebase with your project.